to deceive others, but one also deceives oneself. Therefore, one loses sight of which path is the real path. We need real association. By association, one becomes free from this deceitful mentality. And this is the method of purification. So we will continue. Bhaktivinoda Thakur summarized that devotees guard against pretenders and deceit, which prey on innocent Vaishnavas practicing devotional service. The purport is that the heart and consciousness cannot be purified by sacrifice, yoga, or any other activity, but only by the association of the pure devotees. Narottam Das Thakur also says that not only will this problem go away with the particular demons identified with each another, but they can also be engaged or purified. What is the method of purification? He said he will offer his lust in service of Lord Krishna. The examples are given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Anger. What do I do with anger? Prabhupada gives the example of Hanumanji and Arjuna. My greed, I'm very greedy. What to do with this greed? I should become very greedy for the association of Vaishnavas and to hear Krishna Katha. Like we were reading the pastime of the Brahmanas Patnis, that their ear was decorated not by any ornaments, but by hearing Krishna Katha. Delusion or bewilderment, how to purify both? Listen, so nice instruction is given for each thing. I should be deluded or completely bewildered if I am in the absence of the devotees. In other words, I should feel great separation from Krishna, thinking, where is Krishna? And pride, how to purify pride? I should be very proud that I have such a wonderful Supreme Person, such a wonderful Master whom I am serving. And he is full of wonderful opulences, transcendental glories, so beautiful and wise and kind. I should be proud of these things. This type of dovetailing of these particular qualities will naturally bring them to the pure state. I think our Acharya, or I have heard from my Guru Maharaj, only thing you cannot use is the envy in spiritual world. And somehow or other we see that envy was not covered. How to get rid? Envy is also very detrimental to our practice. So we will continue the commentary now by Bhakti Vigyan Goswami Maharaj. This is a very important verse for all of us. Asat chesta kashta prada. Chesta means efforts, and asat chesta means false, futile or meaningless effort. Kashta means suffering, and prada means yielding. Asat chesta kashta prada. Raghunath Das Goswami says that our life consists of futile effort. As we were reading about the Brahmanas, that they put so much effort for what? Just to seek for the heavenly planet. Same thing we do. We work so much hard for maintenance, but we don't pursue or put sincere effort for the purpose that we have been given this boat of human form of life. That's really applied to us also. In Soviet literature, there is a famous piece by Ilya Ilf and Eugene Petrov called The Golden Calf. It pictures the fate of a man who has been striving after 1,000,000 rubles all his life. He did get 1,000,000 and then said, quote, "The dream of an idiot has come true," unquote. Raghunath Das Goswami says the same thing. Asat chesta, kasta prada vikata. Vikata means very severe suffering. Who is not suffering in this material world? The efforts we make and the labor we expend in this world make us suffer. But both our effort and the fruit are actually asat, something that has no reality or any meaning. What a wonderful instruction. Pasalidhir, pasha means rope. He said that these ropes have tied me. The karma we create has tied us hand and foot, causing us excruciating pain. We may think, quote, now I need just a little money. I will first earn 1,000,000 and then I will peacefully perform bhajan, unquote. Thus we start to work saying, quote, I need some money, just a little. I just have to reach my financial goal. 30 years pass by and we have made little or no spiritual progress. This meaningless effort bind us hand and foot, and we create more karmic debts. Decades later, instead of millions, we have only increased this debt. Therefore, Raghunath Das Goswami says, by these ropes here, iha, I'm tied up. Prakhamam kamadi prakata pathapati vyati karahi. There is gang of thugs, and it is they who have tied us. Now Maharaj is going to describe lust. Prakaman Kamadi, the chief of that gang is Kam, lust. Kam has 5 underlings: Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, and Mascharya. In fact, there is a whole clan, a family succession of thugs working together. Raghunath Das Goswami says, that gang has attacked me. I was walking along the spiritual path and suddenly, out of nowhere, Kam, Krodh, Lobh jumped out, crying out and encircling me. They started tying me up. Here in this verse, Raghunath Das Goswami gives us highly practical advice on how to defeat our lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and envy. Haribol. He says that these highwaymen are not just robbing us, but killing us. Haribol. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mad, Moha, Matsarya strangle us. What gives rise to Kam, lust? We need to know from which layer Kam leaps out at us. Everything can appear as being so perfect, The sun is shining, the air is clear. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, Kama appears and drags us somewhere, forcing us to act. And we said, yes, I need to do that. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explained the origin of Kama. He said, Sankalpa Prabhavan Kamans. Material desire or Kama lust comes from Sankalpa. Sankalpa is something more subtle than lust itself. Lust is already the specific desire that stifles us. Sankalpa means determination. Desire arises from the determination to enjoy. Before the specific desire, we have this focus on enjoyment in this world. Sankalpa Prabhavan Kamams. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 4. Today we see the 4.124. This is 4.166 says that if we simply want to gratify our senses, we have a deeply rooted purpose. Kamera tatparya nija sambhoga kevala Krishna sukha tatparya matra premata prabala. Kamera tatparya, the interpretation or explanation of Kama is that it is nija sambhoga, the desire to please our own self and ourselves only, kevala. The root of lust is ultimately the desire for our own satisfaction, which is its turn is derived from the fact that we have left Krishna and turned away from him. So we will stop here. It is like this way we can cover more in the morning. Otherwise, I was thinking when we will finish this Manaha Siksa. So I think Krishna is very kind to arrange something nicely. So now we will read Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. We are on volume number 3. Let me open the blinds. So, let me turn up the light outside. Sorry, I forgot when I have the nature's call. Normally I do that. So I will read just one paragraph to bring up to the speed because we are so dull, right? We don't remember anything. We have to keep on punching our head and ask for the mercy. Juan suddenly felt that Swamiji knew everything about her. And she understood, quote, oh, I have to see through his eyes what Krishna consciousness is, unquote. He was promising that he would take her to some very elevated realm, but she would have to see it. It was then that Joan decided to become Swamiji's disciple. That's where we left. When she told her boyfriend Roger, he was astounded. He and Joan had been coming to the kirtan and lectures together, but he still had doubts. Maybe it would be good for him and Joan to get married, but not initiated. Joan, however, was more determined. She explains to Roger that Swamiji hadn't come just to perform marriages. You had to get initiated first. Very good. Roger Schlegel had grown up in New York and he was following a Hatha Yoga guru, had experimented with psychedelic chemicals and had traveled in the deep south as a civil rights activist, taking part in freedom marches with the blacks. Large-bodied, sociable, and outgoing, he had lots of friends in San Francisco. At the airport, in a merry mood with the Haight-Ashbury crowd, he had seen Swamiji for the first time and been especially struck by Swamiji's regal bearing and absence of self-consciousness. The concept of reincarnation had always intrigued him, but after attending some of Swamiji's lecture and hearing him explain transmigration of the soul, he felt he had found someone who definitely knew the answer to any question about life after death. So one night, after attending the program at the temple, Roger returned to his apartment and sat down on the fire escape to meditate on what Swamiji had said. The world is false, he had said, quote, but it feels real to me, unquote, Roger thought. Quote, if I pinch my arm, I feel pain. So how is that illusion? This fire escape is real. Otherwise, I would be falling in space. This space is real, isn't it? Unquote. Roger decided he didn't understand what Swamiji meant by illusion. Quote, if I try to walk through the wall, unquote, he thought, quote, would be real or not? Maybe the wall's reality is just in my mind, unquote. To test the illusion, he went inside his apartment, concentrated his mind, and walked against the wall. Smack. He sat down again and thought, what does Swamiji mean when he says that the world is illusion? He decided he should ask at the next meeting. And he did. And Srila Prabhupada told him that actually the world is real because it was created by God, the supreme reality. But it is unreal in the sense that everything material is temporary. When a person takes the temporary world to be permanent, and all in all, he is in illusion. Only the spiritual world, Swamiji explained, is eternal and therefore real. What a wonderful explanation. Roger was satisfied by Swamiji's answer, but he had another difficulties. He thought Swamiji is too conservative. When Swamiji said that people's dogs must be kept outside the temple, Roger didn't like it. Many visitors brought pet dogs with them to the temple. And now there was a hitching post in front of the building just to accommodate the pets on leashes. But Swamiji wouldn't allow any pets inside. Quote, this philosophy is for humans, unquote, he said. Quote, a cat or dog cannot understand it, although if he hears the chanting of Hare Krishna, he can receive a higher birth in the future, unquote. Roger also had other points of contention with what he considered Swamiji's conservative philosophy. Swamiji repeatedly spoke against uncontrolled habits like smoking, but Roger couldn't imagine giving up such things. And the instruction about restricting sex life especially bothered him. Yet, despite his not following very strictly, Roger felt himself developing a love for Swamiji and Krishna. He sensed that Swamiji had much to teach him and that Swamiji was doing it in a certain way and a certain order. Roger knew that Swamiji saw him as a baby in spiritual life who had to be spoon-fed. He knew he had to become submissive and accept whatever Swamiji gave him. Sam Sprustrah, tall and slender with curly reddish golden hair, was athletic. In parentheses, he had trained as an Olympic skier. Parenthesis over. Yet artistic. He was a writer and wood sculptor. He had graduated from Reed College in Oregon and gone on as a Fulbright scholar to a small college in Switzerland, where he had obtained an MA in philosophy. He was popular, as Mukunda saw him, the epitome of the rugged individualist. Haribol. When Mukunda had visited Sam at his mountain lookout tower and told him about Swamiji and Krishna consciousness, Sam had been intrigued by the new ideas. Sam's life had nearly reached a dead end, but he had seen hope in what Mukunda and Janki had been saying about Swamiji. After spending only a few days with Mukunda, Sam had been eager to help him establish a temple of Krishna consciousness in San Francisco. Sam was the one who knew the local rock star and had persuaded them to appear at the Avalon with Swami Bhaktivedanta, whom he had never met. Sam had seen Swamiji for the first time when Swamiji had arrived at the San Francisco airport. And Sam had later insisted that he has seen a flash of light come from Swamiji's body. At first, Sam had been afraid to say anything, nor had he known what to say. Prabhupada was completely new to him and seemed so elevated. But the day after the program at the Avalon, when Mukunda told Prabhupada that Sam had arranged the dance, Prabhupada sent for him to find out how much money they had made. Sitting across from Prabhupada, who sat behind his small desk, Sam informed him they have made about $1,500 profit. Well then, Srila Prabhupada said, you will be the treasurer. Then Srila Prabhupada asked him, what is your idea of God? God is one, Sam replied. Prabhupada asked, what is the purpose of worshipping God? Sam replied, to become one with God. No, Prabhupada said, you cannot become one with God. God and you are always two different individuals. But you can become one in interest with Him. And then he told Sam about Krishna. After the talk, Prabhupada said, "You can come up every day and I will teach you how to do books." So Sam began meeting with Prabhupada for half an hour a day to learn bookkeeping. Prabhupada is expert in everything. My Guru Maharaj told me once that if you become expert in one thing, you will become expert in everything. So we have to be really focused to become expert in one thing. Then that quality will bring you to all different good things. Haribol. So Sam is describing this incident in his own word as follows. I had never been very good in keeping the books, and I really didn't want to do it. But it was a good excuse to come and see Swamiji every day. He would chew me out when I would spend too much money or when I couldn't balance the books properly. I really loved the idea that he was so practical that he knew bookkeeping. He became so much more of a friend from the beginning rather than some idealized person from another sphere of life. I took almost all my practical questions to him. I learned to answer things for myself based on the way Swamiji always answered day-to-day problems. And the first thing he made me to do was to get married to my girlfriend. So Mukunda and his wife Janki, whose apartment was just down the hall from Srila Prabhupada's, were the only couple Srila Prabhupada had already initiated and married. Mukunda, who often wore his trend of large red japa beads in two loose loops around his neck, had grown long hair and a short, thick black beard since coming to San Francisco. He had entered the summer of love, spirit of Haight-Ashbury, and was acquainted with many of the popular figures. Although occasionally carrying money as a musician, he spent most of his time promoting Prabhupada mission, especially by meeting people to arrange gala programs like the one at the Avalon. He was a leader in bringing people to assist Prabhupada, yet he had no permanent sense of commitment. He was helping because it was fun. Having little desire to be different from his many San Francisco friends, he did not strictly follow Prabhupada's principle for regulated spiritual life. I think the time has come. We should stop. We should be punctual in our practices. So before the devotees leave, 22 devotees are still there. I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kipashindu vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So I think I'll be